Happy New Year to all of you out there. After a concerningly quiet N7 day in 2024, we have begun this new year in 2025 with potentially a few new teases telling us what might be to come for the Mass Effect franchise in 2025. But before we begin, if you love Mass Effect and need more Mass Effect content in your life, be sure to leave a like on this video, comment down below what you think of the future of Mass Effect, and subscribe for all things Mass Effect and sci-fi gaming. Now, let's get right into it. Seemingly out of the blue after being very quiet since the release of Dragon Age: The Veilguard, project director of the next Mass Effect game, Mike Gamble, got a little active on Twitter over the New Year's holiday. In regards to a discussion revolving around what people think of the video game Dragon Age: The Veilguard, someone said, "There were aspects of the game that were fun, but unfortunately the BioWare I came to love that created Mass Effect in the past is long gone. I am very concerned about the next Mass Effect game, my all-time favorite series." And to certainly my surprise, Mike Gamble responded with, "Genuinely interested in what you mean by this. What makes you very concerned?" The discussion continues further. "I meant that it's been so long since the last Mass Effect, I really hope we can recapture the same essence that made the series so special to myself and others." Gamble again responded saying, "Yep, it's been a long time, but many of us who were leaders on the Shepard trilogy are leading this game. Mass Effect runs in our blood." Even though it may not seem like much, there are a few things we can take away from this first piece of Mass Effect news we are sharing today. The first thing is, yes, Mike Gamble is absolutely right in this second reply that the leadership team on this next Mass Effect game is a very veteran and experienced group. Many of the leaders coming back to work on this next Mass Effect game are Trilogy veterans that have left and have come back to work on this Mass Effect game, like the art director Derek Watts, for example, who plays obviously a major part in how Mass Effect comes across to us visually. And for those of you that didn't really sit right with Dragon Age: The Veilguard, this is something that you can take a lot of hope and faith in as well. The project leaders and the entire senior leadership team making the next Mass Effect game is entirely different than the core group of senior leadership that made Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Both games obviously being developed by the same studio, which is BioWare. Both games are more than likely going to end up as completely different products. Mike Gamble and the rest of the leadership team's vision for the next Mass Effect game is likely going to be completely different than the vision that the core group of leaders for Dragon Age: The Veilguard had for that game. And Michael Gamble himself has been a part of Mass Effect leadership since Mass Effect 2. As he says, Mass Effect runs in his blood especially. But there's something else here in this tweet that I find even more surprising. Gamble refers to the first 3 games of the Mass Effect series as the Shepard Trilogy. This is the first time that I've ever heard someone refer to the original 3 Mass Effect games as the Shepard Trilogy. Now, this is only this interesting to me because it sounds like it is a definite phrase that separates the quote-unquote Shepard Trilogy to whatever is going to come next. Think of it of what Marvel does with those original Marvel films that they now refer to as the Infinity Saga, or what Star Wars does with episodes 1 through 9, calling that the Skywalker Saga. And everything outside of that is loosely connected, but ultimately a completely different story than what came before. And so Mike Gamble calling this the Shepard Trilogy gives me that same kind of vibe. Is this what they have begun calling the first 3 Mass Effect games internally? Does this mean that the next Mass Effect game is going to be loosely connected to the original trilogy and not have to revolve around Shepard at all? This is very interesting to me. I want to know what you guys think. Sound off in the comments below, as I'm sure you will. But that's not the only Mike Gamble hint that we were blessed with on this New Year's holiday. Let's look at the second thing. The next day on New Year's Day, January 1st, 2025, at Grusley on Twitter, shout out to you, sir, responded to Kala Elizabeth with an image that seemingly shows Mike Gamble liking a tweet that says, "Please tell me that N7 2025 will be full steam ahead. Luckily, this Twitter user shared this screenshot with us, as you can no longer look at what other Twitter users have liked on their profiles, so I can no longer creepily stalk Mike Gamble on Twitter all day, every day. But this screenshot of Mike Gamble liking this tweet has me insanely excited for what is to come for the Mass Effect franchise in 2025. As I mentioned at the start of this video, N7 Day 2024 was a complete bust. We literally got nothing, like nothing. And Mike Gamble liking a tweet saying that N7 Day 2025 will hopefully be full steam ahead has me very excited to see what they have to reveal and show us for N7 Day this year. With Dragon Age: The Veilguard being a year removed and BioWare and Mike Gamble's team being hopefully about a year into full steam production on the next Mass Effect game, hopefully they're going to have some really cool stuff to share with us this November, and I cannot wait to see it. And if you love Mass Effect and you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss all the news coverage for the next Mass Effect game throughout this year, and especially on N7 Day 2025. Please comment down below what you guys think of everything that was discussed in this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you guys.